Welcome to the podcast. That's our intro.
The pod.
The pod.
The pod. The We're Not Gay pod.
We should name it the pod and then like get a pod that we record podcasts in.
A pod?
Like
A pod
just
for
a
the
really big
podcast?
pod, and we're all like squished in it.
We're just all in a pod.
We're like sweating because of how hot it is in the pod. That'd be a great idea. That should be our quirk of our podcast.
We just record in a pod for like 30 minutes.
And the audio sounds like shit because it sounds like really compressed because we're like in like a really tight space.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That sounds really dumb.
I'm sure a lot of people would listen.
Okay, moving on. How was everyone's day today?
My day was okay. Colton's interview went bad.
Yeah.
Tell us how that went.
I don't want to.
He also got new glasses.
Yeah, I don't have them on because they're not coming in 2 weeks. Nobody cares about this.
I care.
It's just my boring,
I also
my
care.
my boring life.
People want to know about your boring life.
All I do is play GTA and then read, and then I don't know.
Did you watch Euphoria? Did you tell him to watch Euphoria?
What's
you watch
Euphoria?
Euphoria?
You never said to watch Euphoria.
You should have watched Euphoria.
What's
Yeah, you should
Euphoria?
watch it.
Euphoria is an HBO show.
So what? I don't.
Want to talk about the HBO finale
I-
without Colton?
I don't have HBO.
We'll do that at the end. 'Cause
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people don't have HBO. So
But-
we gotta,
but,
we gotta
like-
put the good stuff in first.
People who want to hear about Euphoria.
Okay, let's watch it real quick.
Stay tuned to the end.
Stay tuned till the
let's
end.
take a quick 8-hour break to watch all episodes of Euphoria.
Here's an 8-hour ad minute long break. Did you
Okay.
have topics that you wanted to talk about, Jolie?
No. Other than what you were saying and Euphoria.
This is not going well.
So we can talk about the shooting thing about what Trump said.
But it's not what Trump said.
Trump said it.
Oh yeah, he said it too. But it was mainly Fox News. That was
Fox
the big
News
cat.
and Trump said.
Because Fox News has said it like 100 times. Because they're stupid. Just like CNN. They're both stupid.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the dealio?
They're saying that, again, that violent video games cause violent behavior and mass shootings.
Which is totally not true.
Which there is so much evidence to back up the fact that it doesn't. It's unbelievable that people still talk about it.
I mean, look at Japan as an example.
They're
so fueled by video games, and yet they have the lowest percentage of gun violence.
Yeah, I saw a statistic today that people on average spend the most money on video games in Japan, and they have the lowest rate.
Yep.
USA was third
Rates.
behind Korea, and they had the highest, of course, because like the country with the second most mass shootings is Mexico, and it's 3.
3?
Mm-hmm. And we have 249 this
Holy
year.
Shit, that's a lot.
I thought it was 245.
Yeah. Either
Well,
way.
I saw.
Still
I mean,
around
I think this-
It's still close.
I
within
think the
that
statistic
range.
got updated recently because I saw a bunch of stuff about it today
Really?
on-
Shit.
I saw it.
on like Instagram and Google and stuff.
Yeah, whatever. Same range. It's
And
still
then like the
really
next
high.
one was
Still
like
really bad, yeah.
1. I don't remember. It was 1 or 2. Like there was 2 that was like 1, and then the rest were like 0, which is
How do you guys
crazy.
feel about since we've all been watching Love, Death, and Robots? How
What?
do you feel about that?
What?
It's a pretty good
The
show.
Netflix show. Love, Death,
That
and
came
Robots.
out a while ago.
I know, but like,
Oh, did you finally watch it?
I've started watching it.
Yeah, me and Brendan watched it after we recorded that podcast. We watched like 6 episodes.
The podcast that you recorded without me.
Yeah, because you were gone.
You were gone. You were banned, but now you're unbanned. Congratulations on the unban.
Yay!
You've been uncanceled.
You've been uncanceled.
I didn't know how it was canceled in the first
Now
place.
it's
Did
time
you
to
watch
cancel you
Did
again.
you watch the second episode?
Of what?
The podcast. We canceled you. The podcast.
I got in about 5 minutes, and then I went back to reading.
What have
Wow,
you?
That shows how much Jolie supports our podcast.
I was planning on listening to it in a time when I, sometime.
Mm.
Listen to it while you read, and then like have the worst reading experience of your life.
You're just overwhelmed
No,
with
'cause I can
words.
tune out one. I can tune out one.
I mean, I listen to music on really low volume when I read, but usually instrumental music.
I listen to video game music, like background soundtrack.
Yeah,
I just kind of listen to music.
I mean,
Read.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't listen to
God.
like
You're so mean.
I can't listen to trap music while I'm reading, but I can listen. I was listening to Tyler Creator today while I was reading.
Yeah.
I rave while I'm reading.
Yeah, jumping up and down while the lights are going on.
Julia's a rave reader.
That would give you a migraine.
That gives me a migraine just thinking about it.
Yeah, my head is hurting right now a little bit.
So we're going to a rave soon, right, Brendan?
Yes.
And since watching Euphoria, which context is about, drugs and partying and all that kind
We're gonna do drugs?
that kind of fun stuff.
I can't wait until you guys do drugs.
Like the theme of Euphoria is like glitter.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go all out. I'm gonna wear my nasty looking 70s shirt, and I'm gonna put glitter on my face.
The one you showed me?
Yeah, you're gonna
Okay.
put glitter on your face.
Okay.
It's gonna get lit.
Am I gonna have an outfit? What outfit should I wear?
Get an outfit. What do
You
you
should
think?
help
What do
me.
you think is rave outfit appropriate?
I don't know.
You tell us, Colton. What do you think?
I don't know. I wouldn't go to a rave. Not my cup of tea.
Not your cup of tea.
Not your cup of tea.
I don't like flashing lights.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're not a fan of flashing lights, it's
But I
not
like,
best for you.
That's valid.
I don't know. I
Understand.
like moving a lot. I'm going to see a metal show probably in October.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I want to go to a rock concert.
Nickelback.
Heavy rock. No, not Nickelback.
Maybe some All Star Smash Mouth.
They came to Yakima a few years ago.
Smash Mouth?
Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth?
And apparently they always wait to play All Star at the end to get, they got to keep people.
them
They gotta keep
there.
them, yeah.
That's
'Cause
what they do.
And
I
then the
guarantee
end is
you,
like a big slap in the
At the
face.
fair in Yakima, it was all teenagers because I knew a few people that went just for the meme, and I bet they would have all walked out after All Star.
Yeah, I would have too.
Yeah, I would have went and been like, yeah, and then just walked out.
Yep.
They do have another good song. I mean, All Star's not a good song, but they have one good song. Walking on the Sun's pretty good.
I went to a Lorde concert once, and have you guys all heard of Lorde?
Yeah.
So she had an opening call. It was two guys called Run the Jewels,
Oh, I know them.
and they're
Jewels.
like this. Have you heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're like this EDM sort of rap kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't know. I haven't listened to them. I just know they have one of the greatest producers of all time.
Who?
LP.
Okay, well, moving on to this back to where I was. We were up at it was the Key Arena, and there was these two guys next to us. It was me, Hannah, and Sunny, and when Run the Jewels came out, they were so excited, and they were super into it. They were standing up and cheering and stuff and singing along to the songs. And the moment that Run the Jewels was over, and this was just the opening act, those two guys left. So
Wow.
they paid tickets for the entire concert, and they only stayed for the opening act.
Well, that's how it is sometimes when they want to see a specific artist, but they don't have their own concert lineup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, why stay for the rest of the concert if this is the person I wanted to see?
Yeah, I mean, also it can be hard to go see an artist, in this area, I guess, because a lot of artists go to Seattle, but
It was in Seattle.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. There's not as many concerts in Seattle as you think there would be. For big artists, they only go there once, and a lot of it's
Really?
festivals.
Savage is going to Seattle.
I know, but a lot of
That
it's
is very
festivals.
Seattle.
I think maybe
Not
you're
really.
thinking they're very spread out.
Yeah,
They're just spread out.
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I mean, a lot of it's festivals. I mean, when I've wanted to go see artists, they've always been in a festival, and I'm like, I don't want to go see a bunch of bands I don't know.
Oh, really?
I think a festival would be fun.
When I went to speaking of two guys that, in a concert, when I went to the championship tour, which is all TDE, Top Dog Entertainment, Schoolboy Q, SZA, Kendrick Lamar, all of them. These two guys were sitting right in front of us, and they were having the time of their lives, and they were just singing and rapping and jumping and looking at each other and dancing and stuff. And they look like a good crowd. And I later looked like halfway through the concert to see that they were getting kicked out of their own seats because they weren't theirs. They were just there to party.
Nice. It's like sneaking into a movie theater.
Pretty much.
Except it's impossible to get busted out of a movie theater.
Yeah.
Like, maybe in some movie theaters, like really nice ones, but
Like
we don't have a nice movie theater.
We don't.
I mean, I forgot didn't have my ID, so I bought a ticket to Dark Phoenix to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. She ID'd Scott, so I was like, I gotta buy a ticket to something else.
Wait, why did you need to buy a ticket for something else?
Because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's R, and she was gonna ID me, and I didn't have my ID.
Oh, you didn't have your ID. I was gonna say like you're 18.
Yeah.
You get into a rated R.
I mean,
yeah, but he doesn't have. He lost his ID,
Mm-hmm.
which he still hasn't found, by the way.
Yeah, because someone's dog did something with it.
They shall not be named.
Well, I just don't want to name that stupid fucking dog. I don't got no problem with the person. I just got a problem with that dog.
I mean, I guess. I feel like the dog's fine.
Took my goddamn wallet. It's unforgivable.
You took my goddamn wallet.
I
mean, it's not like the dog really knows.
I had a frozen yogurt gift card in there that I had for like 3 years. That I've had for like 3 years.
Frozen yogurt does actually sound good. Isn't there like a froyo place here?
Uh-huh.
It's like down there on West Valley.
There's one on 16th.
There is?
Mm-hmm. The one that had a gift card to.
Back to the gift card. Like what, Joel?
Okay, never mind. I didn't think that through. Does anybody
yeah.
have an interesting topic?
What was I gonna?
Hit us with one.
I don't remember what I was gonna bring up. It was about the shootings again. I had a different statistic that I wanted to bring up, but I forgot it.
Different statistic, yeah. What I kind of wanted to talk about was the Brockhampton release.
It was good.
I feel like there's a lot of mixed reviews out there. How did you feel about it?
I thought it was fine.
Did you see that they leaked a bunch? Like they played a bunch of music on their
On a
Instagram
concert,
Live,
yeah. I
and
saw it.
people were like, one of the hip hop pages I followed was like, I'm not that excited for it anymore. I didn't listen to it though. I saw someone that was like, the most Brockhampton thing to do would be to release the album on August 31st, and I was like, what are you talking about? They release albums a lot. Why are you acting like they never release stuff like Frank Ocean or something?
Yeah, Frank Ocean hasn't released in a fat minute.
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
What's the name of this song? For context of those who do not know.
Where I've Been Born? Was that what it's called?
I thought it was Where I've Been Born Again.
Oh yeah, I think so. Where I've Been Born Again.
God, Jolie, aren't you supposed to be our researcher? Aren't you supposed to be the girl with the laptop?
My phone is at 13%.
Well, you should be more prepared.
Speaking of,
I've been born again. And yes, you may. I don't know where my charger
okay, never mind. Guess
Did you watch the music video for it, Jolie?
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't watch
she
the
didn't
music
watch the music
video.
video.
The music video was interesting.
I'm like one of those fans where if like the song pops up, I'm like, heck yeah.
I think they had a good idea for the music video. I like the end, but I think they had a good idea. Like I like the camera, but they're too close to it.
I didn't really like the beginning. It was kind of slow.
It was
I
too.
liked the middle and the end of it.
I liked Kevin's part a lot, and I liked Matt's part, and Joba's was good, but the voice editing's
the vocals
weird.
were kind of weird. Yeah, I agree.
And then the Merlin part was okay.
The charger's by you, by the way. The piano. It's on the piano. It's right next to my Nintendo.
I don't want to get up and plug it in.
I will get up. It's right over there. Just do your phone.
But I don't want to part with my phone.
What do you want?
Okay, I have a topic. Do you think that millennials and down, generation, like kids younger younger than millennials. Do you think that we have a lack of sentimental value?
No.
No?
Some people do.
Like, in context, like, we're getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and I was talking about it with my mother, and we have a ton of old stuff, like, old, like, VHS tapes, stuff from my grandpa's house, old board games, and we were like, I was like, why do we have these? And she was like, well, it doesn't really matter that much because in the end, when we die and you guys are cleaning out the house, you're probably going to throw it all away anyway because y'all don't have sentimental values.
I don't know. I do.
You do?
I
don't know.
I kind of do. I don't know. But I feel...
So you like to keep all your old stuff? And all
A
of the
decent
stuff
amount.
That's given to you?
Not the
Or not all of it,
garbage.
maybe, but...
But I like to keep things that bring back fond memories. But I feel like a lot of what you're saying is probably from the digital era because everything's on your phone and everything's on your computer.
That's true. Why keep, all this materialistic shit?
I mean...
just have phones and computers.
I could just take a picture of it and look back someday and be like, wow, that's
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, you have the potential to have so much less stuff in your house nowadays because, like, people don't buy video games that much on disc anymore, and people
That's true.
usually don't keep digital pictures that much anymore. Like, not digital.
CDs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, like, a lot less space is being taken up, and people use a lot of audiobooks, so less books in their house. So, like, I don't know.
Or digital books, yeah. Digital.
I don't know. I like to have a hard copy book. I'm not a big fan of reading a book on a screen, and I don't like. I like listening to it though.
I get it. Paper.
But I like listening to it if it has a good recording. If it has just an okay recording, I'd rather just read it.
I want to know. I know that there's a couple of like things out there that are sort of like this. Like on Spotify, there are like podcasts, quote unquote podcasts of like dramatic, like readings, sort of, not really. So they like, it's pretty much like listening to like an episode of a show, like a TV show, but listening to it, and they describe sort of what's happening in like a way that you can understand, but it's not like narrating. I want there to be like a reading of where you can hear like all like the sound effects of like things happening. Like if there's a fire, you can hear fire in the background. But there's like a narrator, and then all of the characters have like their own voices that they read, so it's like a dramatic reading, like an audiobook reading. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I like to listen to comic book things on YouTube, like summaries, and like there's someone who reads them dramatically because I don't want to buy comics because there's so many of them.
So like an audiobook, but with more like
a visual audiobook.
It's more expressive, like you can visualize it better with audio.
Yeah, with like sounds and like people's
sounds.
voices, some distinct voices.
All right, I'm gonna bring in a new idea for the podcast. I'm gonna ask a question, and for today, it's gonna be related to Pokemon because that's the first thing that I could think of.
Oh, I guess I'll set my mic down.
Alright, I'm the winner.
So, what was the first Pokemon designed by the creators?
Rhyhorn.
Close.
It was Rhyhorn.
Close.
Or Rhydon.
Right on.
Okay.
It was right on.
Me too.
Pikachu.
No. Both wrong.
Wait, was that the only question?
Yeah, I just want to ask
the big water one.
What?
Whale Lord.
You know,
Whale Lord?
the like really powerful. I don't know. All I had was Pokemon cards, and I didn't know their names. I just put them down, and then people stole them from me because I always lost.
That's how you played when you were little?
Yeah, if you win, you take the cards. Like you take some of them.
Wait, hold on. Repeat that. I wasn't listening.
We used to play the card game in elementary school, and if the person won, they could take some of your cards.
How would they win? You play normally?
Yeah,
Oh,
like Magic.
for like.
I mean,
my
that's how you're
brain-
supposed to do with the cards usually. You can play.
My brain is like. I never learned how to play the game until like recently, but I've always had Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
So it's like knowing that somebody actually knew how to play when they were younger.
I don't remember at
Close
all.
your mind.
I'm sure it's like similar to Magic or something, but
It-
I don't know though.
Sorta.
I haven't played
In a way.
Pokemon since 4th grade, and I played Magic recently, like a year ago.
But you're gonna play Sword and Shield?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to play a Pokemon game. I might.
Pokemon.
People are really still upset about the game. Like, they still bring up new topics about, like, why this game is bad. Like, people were bashing on a tree for, like, having glitched out shadows.
I feel like it's gonna be like once the game comes out, like a solid like week, people are gonna be hating on it, and then after that, it's just gonna be nothing. And no, all the people who jumped on the bandwagon of hating it are just gonna forget about it, and all the people that liked it and will like it
We'll still
or,
like it.
or will still like it and talk about it, and it'll just be just positive stuff.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be like
'Cause that's what happens with most
every
things.
Call of Duty game. People
Pretty much.
crap on it for a week, and then they play it.
And then after that week, they stop playing it.
How do you feel about how the Modern Warfare developers are saying that the devs are crying from the game?
Crying? Like, give me more context.
They're saying that the game is so sad and realistic that the devs are crying from what's happening in the game.
Like, from
campaign?
the story-wise?
Yeah.
Doubt it. Is this a
it's-
soft... Because it's a soft reboot of Modern Warfare.
I'm
Oh,
sure
Dude, I thought
it's
they were
just a
redoing
marketing
the
ploy.
campaign.
I mean, it's different. It's a
Yeah.
different game. It's just the same characters.
It's a soft reboot. That's what.
But
a soft
apparently,
reboot is.
it's gonna be super realistic and controversial, is what I've heard.
That's fun.
And I mean, like, I think it's a good step. Like, I think they're trying to target an older audience because they know that they're not gonna get through to kids anymore.
Probably.
Because their sales are down from the last games, and they want to get them up again. I mean, it's not like they're like not making money, but they always want the sales to be higher. And I bet targeting an adult audience would be better. Because they seem to be pushing the story more than anything else in the game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy it, though.
I'm not gonna buy the Call of Duty either.
I mean, if it's really good, I might. Like, if it gets, like, really good reviews.
If it's like a 10 out of 10, like.
But I doubt it.
5 out of 10.
Because, I mean, like, the recent Call of Duty games, they're just the same as the old Call of Duty games. Like, the games had some better stuff about them,
Mhm.
but they're essentially the same. People are just sick of the game. They're just burnt out. And they won't admit that because they don't want to. They want to have hope that the next one will be good.
I'll get it. The story's good. Cause I'm a sucker for good stories.
Yeah, I mean, so am I, but like, I won't buy into Call of Duty because it's too much. It's too much. to
I'm
just
done.
Stack a 60 bucks on a video game just to play a story.
I'm done with buying into yearly release games. Because for sports, I really like sports games, but the only one I'll buy is 2K, and I'll only buy it every 3 years. Because that's when the servers will shut down.
All the sports games are the same.
Yeah.
Just maybe better graphics.
They just
Like
update the
Madden.
graphics and the roster, and then they're like, "Oh, we added something new to the mode," and it's like, just
It's
take,
not even that
just put the game out there. Take like 2 years. You just update the rosters halfway through,
Mhm.
and then take more time to make the games.
Apparently the characters in Madden 20 are horrible. They're horrible.
There was they look terrible. Like one of them, they didn't even have the right hair for
Yeah.
some of them, and like the face was so off.
The
It was
facial
hilarious.
features are just not even close to the actual.
There was
character.
also a black character that was white. Like
Really?
I'm pretty sure I saw one that was white, and I was like,
No way.
how does a AAA company mess something that
quote
badly?
unquote AAA?
I mean, it's EA's publishing it, and then they're using the Battlefield engine. I mean, EA's making it too. EA Sports.
CryEngine?
I forgot what it's called. Dice.
Oh, Dice.
Dice.
This is a really wait no. That's the
No,
developer.
it's a
That's the developer.
company.
Frostbite engine, and that's a really good engine
Oh, okay.
because the Battlefield looks great usually,
I
and
love Battlefield.
plays well.
I mean, I haven't played Battlefield in a fat minute.
I mean, Battlefield 1 has the Frostbite engine, and that game's
What
game's
about,
beautiful.
The other one,
I've played
The newest
Battlefield
one.
5.
Pretty sure
Battlefield 5.
has the Frostbite engine.
Is it? I've heard it's just a copy.
It's-
of Battlefield
It
1.
is.
It's just good graphics. I mean, it's not as good as Battlefield 1 because personally, I don't like fast gameplay that much in the like Battlefield. I like it when it's slower, and that's why I like Battlefield 1 because like
Yeah.
the gameplay's slower. And that's why I like Battlefield 4 how it's a little fast cuz it's like modern. Cuz it makes sense.
I don't know, but when I played the Battlefield 1 beta, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I still play that game.
That was like the best time ever. There was like
It
8 of
was.
us, and we would do all the have fun with all like the glitches and stuff. And I
Mhm.
remember falling through the map once,
It was.
and it was
fun.
so fun.
Yeah, I still play that game sometimes. It's a good game.
I sold it because I don't even play my Xbox half of the time. I'm always on PC.
Yeah. I feel like if I buy a new Xbox, I'll mainly be on my PC.
Yeah.
But the only reason I'd buy it is just to play with my friends.
Yeah.
Just rebuy it.
I'm so alone on the Xbox.
Pat,
It's okay,
you
actually,
play
never mind. I don't
console.
even play with other people anymore.
Yeah,
I just
what
play
what
RPG
even like
games.
multiplayer games do you play anymore?
don't.
I never see you play anything. Like I saw you play Overwatch with Brendan
I
once.
play Overwatch once in a blue moon.
Once a year.
I actually got a diamond on Lucio Ball.
Yeah, I saw that. You were like, I got diamond and something. I don't know what my thing with Overwatch. I'll play it for like a month, and then I'll stop for 6 months, and then I'll play it for a month.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing. Because, like, I don't know.
It's a good
I just
game.
hope they don't release Overwatch 2.
It's a good game. It's just it's been out for so long,
Yeah.
and I've played it a lot.
They shouldn't release Overwatch 2.
I
It
don't know.
just
I don't think it's as bad as everybody's gonna say it is.
Well, I'm not saying it's bad. I just feel like they should just keep updating the same game that they have.
I think
Yeah,
at this
they need to
point-
release bigger updates. Like they need to instead of the annual updates that we're used to, they need to do like creative ones.
Yeah.
I think
should.
maybe Overwatch 2 might be a good idea because so many people have lost hope in Overwatch. It's like Destiny. Like the first Destiny came out, a lot of people were dedicated to it and a lot of people dropped off. And then when they got Destiny 2, a lot of people came back to see if they could do it better.
The thing is with Destiny 2 though, is for the first like few weeks everybody was like this game's good, and then like the opinions switched so much. Like everybody kind of hates that game now.
No,
The first Destiny?
No, the second one.
I wouldn't
Oh.
say so. I mean, there's like people that don't like it, sure, but there's still a lot of dedicated players that
I don't know. All the people
and
I know
It's been doing well so far.
played it for like a week, beat the game, and then they were like, that was kind of not as good as I thought it was.
Yeah.
Because I played it and I was like, this is really fun, and then I look back and I was like, and I played it again and I was like, this is not as fun as the first time I played it.
Yeah, I know.
It wears
I
off.
think it appeals to certain people because I really liked it, and I know a lot of people who.
But I
really
mean,
like
like, looter shooter is like my favorite genre, one of my favorite genre of video games. So it appeals to me. I just don't like. I think that like the menus, like the way that you like sort stuff and like the user interface is really bad. I don't like it. Like it annoys me. It's
Yeah, I
not
guess
very
that's
user
valid.
friendly, so it kind of
They-
annoys me.
There was a point, the second and third DLC that came out, I think. Specifically, the Eye of Osiris was horrible. It was just like the tiniest amount of content was released for a $20 DLC. Everybody hated that, and then they dropped the Forsaken, and it's actually pretty good now. I've played it recently. I've played a lot, like a lot.
Back to Overwatch. The reason why they're dropping off is because the updates are really the same, of course. But like, look at Fortnite. Like, you know, I don't play Fortnite, but all the updates they release, like they update it weekly and they give new content to their players all the time, and that's why it's the most popular game in the world because they always update it. And then Apex, I like Apex, but they don't update it. They were like, oh, season 2's here. Here's a new person who's, I don't know, and then a new gun, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean,
It doesn't,
they're just kind of slow with updating.
it doesn't compare to like how fast Fortnite's updated, so people burn out on it. Like, people have forgotten about Apex Legends.
I mean, I still
I miss Apex.
I think it's fun.
A lot of people who play Apex now are like really good, so you can never really win.
But it's like every Battle Royale game. I can only play it a little bit. I can only play it for like an hour a week.
Yeah.
That's it. I get bored. It's not like other multiplayer games that I like playing like a lot.
How long have we been recording?
I don't know.
Can you check?
But I also wanted to talk about how Lil Nas X beat the Billboard record.
He did it.
He did indeed do it.
Because he released like 6 remixes.
I think it's four.
I thought it was
4 total songs. Because it's the original song, the original Old Town Road, Billy Ray Cyrus remix, Young Thug remix with Ray, what's his name? Ramsey?
Oh, Gordon
Mason Ramsey.
Gordon Ramsay is the cook.
But then the Diplo and then the BTS one.
Oh, yeah, so that's 5?
Wait,
And then I thought there was one
That's
more.
5.
I thought there was
No,
one more that
that's
went under
5.
the radar.
Lil Wayne remix is apparently coming out, but it hasn't came out yet, so that's only 5. But that's
like 3 too many.
That's
3
like
too many.
Because like the first one was good, and then the one with Billy Ray Cyrus was good. I don't care about any of the others.
I mean
Young
the
Thug
third
one
one was
was good.
fun, but like why did you have to release it? And
Just for people to listen to. People like Young Thug. I don't know.
I mean
People like the different
I like
artists.
Young Thug is fun. I like him as a feature, okay. But like I don't know, it's just a lot.
Only 33 minutes.
Of course, only 33 minutes. We're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for some reason.
I know.
You know, let's just bring up the Euphoria topic, because I want to talk about the season finale a little bit. Because me and Jolie share different opinions.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna. You can still chime in, Colton. Come back. Okay.
Okay,
I
never
guess
mind.
it's just you and me. All right. So, let me give the context here.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Euphoria is a show on HBO, and it is with Zendaya as the star, of course. We'll talk about Zendaya last, because I know we can debate.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Zendaya is like a drug addict, and she just came back from rehab, and she meets this girl named Jules, and they become best friends, and there's a lot of like conflict, and then there's also this guy named Nate who's like an asshole, and he's like the protagonist or the antagonist, and drugs, partying, sex, all that kind of stuff.
That's pretty much all the
fun
context
stuff.
of the show.
That is all the context.
But the finale was a lot of flashbacks.
Spoilers.
Well, at this point, they should know. The ending was a lot of flashbacks and a lot of just, we're just gonna, leave it off for season 2, pretty much.
Yeah, personally, I really liked it.
I mean,
thought it was good.
I thought the finale was fine. I just thought it was lazy at the same time because it was too much flashbacks. It was too much. All right, we're just gonna leave it for like season 2. We're just gonna pick. We're just gonna pick it off of season 2.
Maybe it could have been like it felt like an episode short, maybe.
It did. It felt like an episode.
But I
short.
still think it was good.
No, I still liked the finale.
I want to talk about Nate's temper tantrum. So Nate.
Apparently, Nate tried to fucking kiss his dad. I read that on Twitter. I was like, reading a tweet, and it was like, dude, when Nate just fucking freaked out and like almost tried to kiss his dad, that was fucking crazy. And I was like, wait, he tried to kiss his dad? I thought he was just flipping the fuck out.
So Nate is like the antagonist, for those who don't know, including Colton. Nate's like the antagonist. He's the villain of the story, and he has like super, super duper suppressed like homophobia. and
But he's also gay? Question mark?
sexuality is a spectrum.
You're right.
Okay, well, anyway.
But the only reason I'm saying that is because he couldn't have sex with that one girl because he's
But he had
liking
sex with
men.
her before.
Yeah, I know. But like now he's getting curious. He's getting curious of like men.
Ooh.
Okay, but anyway, Nate is like blackmailing Jules and all these people, and he's just a bad dude. And his dad is also a bad dude and a very not likable dude because he has sex with minors, so he's a predator.
Yeah, for one.
So after
He also
like,
cheats
a
on his
football
wife,
game,
technically.
so after,
Well, yeah, he's sleeping with minors.
after
Well,
a
just for
football
context.
game, they had Nate had like won the game, and his dad was like, "You may have won the battle or whatever, but you need to keep your team under control." And
But
he was
yeah,
pretty
but your
much
team
saying-
wasn't under control.
He's pretty much saying you won, but you're still a shit son. So Nate goes up to him, and he gets like really close to him, like an inch away from his face, and his dad is like, "Back the fuck up," and he's like, "No," and he steps closer, and then Nate's dad like grabs him and puts him on the bed, and he like is on top
ground.
of. No, he puts him on the bed first.
It was the ground.
They're on the bed first.
No,
and
they're
then
on the
he puts
ground.
him on the ground.
No, they started out.
It's not
Do I need to
important.
show you the video?
It's not important.
Okay, either way, they're
Okay,
still
whatever.
trying to pin him
They're
down.
fighting on the bed, and then they roll onto the floor. Is what happens. I'll show you. I'm right because I've watched videos.
Okay,
2
either way,
times
the
today.
context doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Okay, and they're like wrestling on the floor, and then Nate like starts crying, and he starts slamming his head into the floor like multiple times, like really hard. And his dad gets. It's actually kind of funny. His dad gets up, gets off of him, and just leaves the room.
But he
just
still
doesn't say anything.
But he still continues the tantrum, and he's still hitting and breaking things. And
yeah, and he's just screaming, and it's probably the most intense scene I have
Which I
ever
give
seen
props-
for a long time.
Which I give props to the actor because that's like a lot to do. Like, that's good acting.
I was reading an article about Nate. The actor Jacob Elordi or whatever, and he said that the scene was like really rough because he actually got a concussion when his head hit the floor.
Fuck, that's dedication.
Yeah.
Method acting.
Method acting.
But like that was intense, and it was a very good scene though.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a good scene.
Yeah, it was
It was
great.
so good.
But I also, I don't know. I kind of liked the message a little bit of Jules leaving, like basically with Rue's relapse. Is the reason she relapsed is because she lost her drug, which was
Yeah.
technically Jules, so she went back to drugs. I like the message, but it also, I don't know, I didn't feel it when I first watched it. But it
But
took
you're
me,
also like you're 3 episodes in, and then you skip to the finale because I made. You
I was
watch it.
4 episodes in.
four episodes in, so you didn't get all of the character attachment. You know.
How many episodes is it in total? 8?
8.
Why did,
I'm only missing, what, 3 episodes?
why did he make him skip it?
Just,
Because
we
I
wanted to
wanted-
watch the finale
Because I was
together.
really impatient, and I didn't want to wait for him to watch all the episodes before we watched the finale.
Well, let's watch it real quick.
All right, 8 hours. Let's go.
God, no, I don't think I could do that.
It's a good show. You should go watch it.
Yeah, people who may find this interesting, you should actually go watch it because it's a pretty good show. I even like it. It has a lot of nudity and a lot of,
A lot of nudity.
Watch The Boys instead.
The Boys.
I've heard
the
that's
movie.
real.
That's an
No,
Amazon Prime,
I've heard it's
isn't it?
really good. The Amazon Prime show.
Was it rated? Like-
R. It's rated R.
I've heard it's really good though.
I've heard it's funny. I mean, it's just little kids.
What?
What?
The Boys.
It's
right?
a superhero show.
No, it's like a bunch of like superheroes.
Yeah, it's
What?
about like a rogue superhero.
Am I thinking of a different movie?
It's not a movie; it's a show.
Oh, I'm thinking of a movie.
It has a really good cast. I don't
I must be
remember it.
thinking of a movie.
You definitely are.
It has boys in it. Like in the movie title.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just talking about the movie. I was like,
no.
wow,
It
you're
has
talking
boys
about.
in the title. I think it's. I don't know. Fuck. What movie is it? I don't know. Never mind.
Okay.
I can't think of it. I'm sorry.
Bad Boys.
No, not Bad Boys. Apparently, they're gonna make another Bad Boys film.
Okay.
Okay.
I really don't care.
No thoughts.
Why
No
are they
thoughts.
making another one?
I don't know. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence might want to make another one.
Yeah, Will Smith just wants money. No, he's,
I'm sure Will
he's,
Smith
Everyone.
has enough money.
he's a pretty good actor.
Will Smith? Yeah. I'm
He's
still
kinda-
surprised that Aladdin got $1 billion. in
Being
box
honest with
office.
you,
$1 billion? You what?
I sent you the screenshot.
No,
they-
you didn't.
Yeah, I did. And you said, huh.
yeah,
You didn't say it.
it's garbage. Stupid, because it's just a stupid live action remake of the cartoons.
We've
Okay,
already
excuse
talked
me.
about this. We actually like Aladdin.
We like the live action Aladdin, okay? You can shut up.
It's almost like it's the same thing
It's
as.
not, though. It's not.
It
Watch
is
it.
for like
It has.
the main.
They
plot
ruined
points,
Beauty and the
it is.
Beast.
Main plot points, it does.
They ruined Beauty and the Beast.
That's different.
You're just a hater.
Beauty and the Beast, that's different.
Beauty and the Beast is
They
like
did pretty good in the Aladdin.
one of my favorite movies, and I watched.
I can tell you, I can
part of
agree
the
with you
live
with
action.
The Beauty and the Beast one because I watched the Beauty and the Beast one. It wasn't as good.
They
But
got
the Aladdin one,
they got
the Aladdin remake was actually worth watching.
they got rid
They,
of
like-
all the magic in the
Like,
Beauty
it
and the
wasn't as
Beast.
good. It was a different movie, of course, but it wasn't bad to watch. It was entertaining to watch.
It's still stupid. They should make original movies.
That's true.
They should make original movies.
I'm sick of the reboot stuff.
And they should make
There's
original
too much.
diverse characters too.
Yeah.
There
We
are
also did
some
talk about
movies
that.
that legitimately should be rebooted because they didn't age well. But those movies are fine.
Yeah.
I could see Mulan, but that movie's gonna suck because they got rid of the main love interest, and it kind of just looks like a cheesy
Okay.
action movie.
So about Mulan, I think we've talked about this too.
We did talk about this.
The remake is actually more respectful to the.
Yes, I
Chinese
know.
culture.
That's why I said it needs a reboot, but I don't think it's gonna be a very good movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I said that would be one of the Disney movies, like more recent ones, that needs a reboot because of how insensitive, like all around insensitive it can be.
Yeah, the original Mulan is kind of insensitive.
Because I mean, like Aladdin can be at parts, but not like the whole movie.
I wouldn't really think.
I don't
Aladdin was
remember.
insensitive.
I don't remember the
Well,
parts, but I remember there's some being some controversy.
I remember reading that Aladdin was actually like it wasn't really. It was kind of like a mix of like a bunch of Middle Eastern or
Mixed reviews.
Like, no, like a bunch of Middle Eastern cultures, sort of like.
Oh, so it wasn't
mixed
like just
together.
one.
Yeah,
Okay, then that's probably why it wasn't. You know, it wasn't
but I
like
could be wrong.
one.
Don't quote me on that.
Okay, yeah, don't quote.
And like, I don't know. I just think that most of the reboots were unnecessary. I could see a Mulan one, but I don't think it's gonna be a good movie.
Yeah.
We're in reboot age.
I am kind of excited for the Little Mermaid one though.
I was excited for Lion King because Eric Andre's in it, and like some actors that I like.
I've heard it's garbage.
But I've heard it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I've heard it's bad.
But
And
I mean, I might
the
still watch it just to
developers
support some of the actors.
or the original animators
To
didn't
support
like it.
the actors.
Cause like, I love.
The actors are already paid.
I know, but like, you know, more exposure and stuff. I guess to Eric Andre and stuff.
I feel like he has a
Yeah, I know, but
pretty good
still,
amount of exposure.
I like to support the people like some of my favorite actors because like Donald Glover's in it, and I really
Yeah.
like Donald Glover.
Back to Disney characters though. Disney definitely needs to make more characters, more diverse characters, just like more original characters
Yeah.
instead of just rebooting.
Yeah,
Because a controversial topic that was, you know, about a while ago. I want to say a month and a half ago. People getting upset about the Little Mermaid being black.
yeah.
I don't really care.
I don't think it changes the movie.
It doesn't change the movie, but I feel like they're trying too hard to make
Yeah.
up for the fact that there isn't enough. black Disney characters. So instead of just casting a black, person as Little Mermaid, they should just create, more diverse characters, that are black or Asian or
Okay,
Mexican.
hold on.
Yeah, I
Before
agree with
before
that.
we get into depth with this, I heard, I'm going to look it up really quick on your phone. Can I have your phone?
Yes.
That it was actually a blind audition for the singing.
Oh.
Huh. The problem is the people are getting outraged because they think it's going to change the movie. I was talking to someone, and they said they compared it to if it would be like Mulan being black, and I said no, because that movie's about Chinese culture,
That's true.
and Little Mermaid is about a sea creature
A fantasy.
who gets legs
Mhm.
and then falls in love with a prince.
Yeah, that's fantasy. That doesn't really change it.
I mean, like, if it wasn't a blind audition and they're just trying too hard, that's a little, like,
Yeah.
like whatever.
I still stick with my statement that they
Yeah.
need to make, more diverse.
Definitely.
characters.
Yeah, totally.
But
'Cause
now that you told me about the blind audition thing, that probably does make more sense.
Did Disney make Emperor's New Groove? Were they the ones that made that?
Say again?
Did Disney make Emperor's New Groove?
Yeah.
If they reboot that in live action, I'll be
Oh,
pissed.
no.
No, watch them make Kronk's New Groove instead of Emperor's New Groove in live action.
They should. Kronk's New Groove.
I haven't seen it.
It's good. I think it's hilarious.
I love the first one. It's so good.
I'm not finding any articles on it, so I'm not sure if it's true.
I watched it recently with my sisters, and the animation is great.
I love the jokes in both of the movies. Like,
I haven't seen Kronk's. I need to watch it though.
in the Emperor's New Groove, I like where it was like, how did you guys beat us here? And it's like, and Kronk pulls down a map and he's like, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, I like that part. I'm trying to think of other jokes. I like the part where he's narrating in the forest. Of course, that part's pretty funny.
That part is funny.
The whole movie's funny.
The
though.
whole movie is great. I love it.
The voice acting and like the writing's really good, and the animation's really good for.
They
its
need
time.
more animated movies.
I love how
too.
colorful it is. I love like the sequences where like the music is playing and like the opening credit sequence. I love that part.
Oh yeah, it's good.
It reminds me of like the Incredibles opening a bit.
Really?
With all the lines and stuff. Kind of.
I can. Yeah,
And
I
I
can see
love the Incredibles animation is great. The second one was okay. Like the animation was incredible, but the first one's better, definitely.
that. I just love the first one more because it's nostalgic.
Yeah, and I think it's a better film personally.
I
think the characters are better written.
The characters are better written in the first one, but the second one, the animation is better. And
Well, yeah.
And the story, I would
The
say.
animation is like amazing for like a kids movie.
I would say the story for the second one is just it's not bad, but you could see it coming because it's kind of flipped. It's basically flipped.
I like the screenslaver. It's kind of a cool.
Yeah.
Like it's
A cool
like
concept.
like that's been used a lot, but I like the way like it was designed and stuff. But you could see that the girl was it. Like I didn't know at first when they introduced the guy. I was like, oh, this guy is it. But then like a little bit when they were showing the girl, like 10 minutes after they introduced her, I was like, yeah, she's a screensaver.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's like my problem with Frozen. I like Frozen, but you can predict most of the stuff that happens in that movie. It's way too predictable. And
Really?
I'm sorry, I just read this person, they said, I'm offended by the casting of a woman of color as Ariel. They should have used an actual real mermaid. Sick and tired of this human privilege.
Wow.
Okay, continue on what you were talking about.
The animation of Incredibles or the story. Like the story, I could see it being just a little lazy because like you could really tell.
I don't really remember the first story that much because I haven't seen it in a while. I can kind of remember it. Like I remember the part where they're in the jungle.
Yeah.
And I remember the last part where the babysitter.
I think the story for the first one is better just because you don't see Buddy being the person that's hiring Mr. Incredible. and it's basically like, "Ha, I hired you just to mess with you." That's why I
Also,
think the story's better.
the music had more charm because
did.
it's the original. Like the second one, pretty much it sounded the same, but like the first one has more charm to it, just because like that was when the music was first made,
Yeah,
and the music's good, like really
the
good,
music is.
and so is the animation. It's so I don't know, it's just really good. I love it. That's my favorite part about Disney
That's
movies.
one of my favorite.
Disney and
movies.
Pixar movies. Just how good the animation is.
I think the next Pixar movie is with Chris Pratt and Tom Holland as like.
I think I heard
Yeah,
about
I saw
that.
that trailer.
Yeah.
It looks cute.
It looks cute,
I
but
forgot
like,
what
what's
is it
the
called?
story?
I don't know. I
can't tell
haven't.
you.
What's the movie called?
You want to look it up?
Somebody's got to research it. So I'm pretty sure it's about like these two brothers that go on a road trip.
Yeah, they do go
Huh.
on a road trip.
And it's Tom Holland and Chris Pratt.
And they're like
They have
it's
chemistry.
like a little monster. They're like monsters, right?
Huh.
Yeah, they're monsters.
Yeah.
The movie is called Onward.
Huh.
Onward.
I think the film with the best animation I've seen is probably Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse
Oh, yeah, for
is
sure.
amazing.
The
So,
animation and the story is so good.
What's the lowest grossing Spider-Man movie?
Probably Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Let me look it.
Maybe. Actually, I think that movie did well in the box office.
I would actually guess.
Maybe Spider-Man 1. Maybe.
I would actually guess. That's kind of hard. Because I know the MCU first two films for Spider-Man did better than the, other ones. I would have to take my guess on Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire.
I don't know.
Even though
That movie had a lot of hype around it.
it did, but I'm just guessing. But you say Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Either that or the first Spider-Man. Just because
Okay.
that Spider-Man was really the franchise that, like, I guess Superman did too, but, like, those were the two franchises that, like, really, like, movies that really popularized superhero movies. Because, like, the original Superman movies and the Spider-Man movies.
I'm just gonna guess Spider-Man 3. You
Is
can
that
say
your
Amazing
final
Spider-Man
answer
2.
I'll say Spider-Man.
For highest or lowest?
The first one.
He
It's
says
lowest.
the first Spider-Man.
The first Spider-Man is highest. What's your lowest?
First Spider-Man is lowest.
Oh, first Spider-Man is the lowest.
And
grossing.
then,
Yeah.
Far From Home is most, I would say.
Okay. What do you say?
I say the
I guess that
lowest
movie
is
isn't that-
Spider-Man 3, and the highest is. I either want to say Far From Home or Homecoming.
Okay. So number 1 is Spider-Man from 2002.
What?
Number 2
Really?
is Spider-Man 2 from 2004. Number 3 is Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 4 is Spider-Man 3. Number 5 is Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 6 is The Amazing Spider-Man. Number 7 is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And number 8 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
The best
Yeah, the best one.
Spider-Man movie
Is
is the least
Wow.
one.
Oh yeah, because it's animated.
Yeah. They're
And
like,
then
kid
worldwide,
movie.
For worldwide, it's number 1 is Spider-Man Far From Home. But so there's 3 things here. There's this one, which is the total. Then there's ticket price inflation, and then there's worldwide. And Into the Spider-Verse is bottom for all 3 categories.
That's insane to me.
That's
Because Spider-Verse was such a great film.
I'm so surprised because it's Sony, and like the Spider-Man stuff they've made so far has been trash. Like the Spider-Man characters,
Yeah.
and then they come out with that, and it's like I was going to see it, and I was like, I'm going to see it because it's Spider-Man. This isn't gonna be that good. And then I watched it, and I was like, what the fuck?
It was great.
It was so good.
I loved Nicolas Cage's character so much.
I loved his character too. I love how in the beginning of the film, Miles Morales, like his FPS, his frames per second is lower, but as he becomes a better Spider-Man, his FPS gets higher. Like,
That's
he
such a
becomes more
creative
clearer.
style.
It is such a creative idea for animation.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, you notice it when you watch it. When you think of that idea and then you watch it again, you see it.
How about in Love, Death, and Robots? You know the one that looked really realistic, and we thought that maybe they were switching in between reality and the animation.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's probably what they were doing.
Is it
Because
the
there's
one
no way.
Continue.
The one where they're in space?
Yeah, the guy and the girl. I thought that was real. I was
I
like,
f-
this is an animation.
I feel like they were switching to like trick your brain. Because like some parts looked way too real. Like the girl had like no flaws on her face at all. Like her lips were even moving normally. It was crazy.
And one of the hardest things to animate is the mouth. It's weird. Like how realistic they did it. I was trying to find flaws because, like, I watch videos on like CGI and stuff and like animation, and like I was like, I want to know if there's any flaws with like this animation, but I really couldn't find anything. It looked really natural. Maybe they do where they take pictures of the mouth moving in real life. Maybe they use real life, characters like people, and they just animate them by like using the pictures as reference. Because like that's a good way to, because like it's a practical.
They probably had forever to animate it.
Oh,
like
yeah,
they probably
I'm sure.
gave them a lot of
How
time.
long is the video? It's like 5 minutes, 8 minutes. Is
The episode?
It's like 10 minutes.
I thought it was like 15 minutes.
Probably.
something.
I like the end.
Within the range of 10
I like
minutes.
the end. It was
The ending
cool.
is good. Yeah.
Like how the thing was trying to perfect the simulation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And I like the end of the farmer one. I didn't really like it that much, and then the ending was cool. Like when it showed the other planet and like all the like aliens like encasing in.
Yeah,
oh,
they're like
the little domes.
they're on.
I thought that was pretty cool. Like how they were like trying to just survive, and like how they pretty much have no hope, and like how it just shows at the end like they're just trying to survive as long as they can.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
that was.
They had some good like the endings made those better.
Mm-hmm. The endings do make it better, especially the one with the stripper watching.
Yeah, I could see it coming, but it was still a pretty good episode. It was still like it's hard to watch at parts though.
Cause like for me, I thought it was gonna loop, like it was just gonna be him killing her again, and then her watching it again. But it was vice versa, which I still thought it was.
And then I liked the one with like the vampire. That one was like okay, but I liked the animation a lot. Like it was really cool. Like the part where his like
the one where the explorers are in the cave and they're looking for treasure and that vampire comes out.
Yeah.
like I like the part where the kid's like face like
I thought the
falls.
puns were really bad.
yeah. There was like one good one, and like the other ones were really bad. But the animation was really cool.
I just liked it because I really liked the voice actor.
Yeah, he's a great voice actor.
He is a great voice actor.
And then what were
Who?
the other ones?
The guy who voices Nikolai in Black Ops Zombies.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. He's the voice
Okay.
actor.
What was the
I
other?
picked up on it straight away when I watched it.
What was the other one we watched? Wasn't there like 2 or more that we watched?
Yeah, we watched one where it was like,
Oh yeah, the yogurt one.
the yogurt one.
That one was kind of funny.
It was funny, yeah. It had a funny concept. And then the other one that we watched was it was like a Chinese man and a Chinese boy like hunting.
Oh,
I
the
thought
fox one.
Yeah,
that
the
one
fox.
was like cool. It had a cool concept, but I don't like that. I thought they were gonna show why he hated the foxes,
Yeah,
but it didn't.
it never showed it.
Who hated the foxes?
The guy, like, why he was killing the foxes, and it
Oh, the
didn't.
dad?
Like when it showed the flashback, it didn't show why he hated them. It just showed him creating the robot, and then at the end, like she kills some people, and then it ends, and I'm like, what was the point of that? Like that, I was left like confused. I was like,
I was also left with more questions.
like why?
Maybe it's kind of like Black Mirror, where they leave you with a question at the end.
But I mean, like, still, I didn't see the point to some of it.
Did you watch any of the Black Mirror episodes after the podcast? Did you watch the one, Jolie, with the guy taking the intern for hostage?
I got about halfway in and then I just stopped watching it because it wasn't that interesting.
I'll tell you that the ending is better.
What is
like,
the ending? I'm not gonna watch it.
So the ending for are you gonna watch it, Colton?
Is that the one with Topher Grace in it?
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Okay, then never mind.
Okay, I guess I'll just have to watch it then.
I will not spoil it.
I have to watch every piece of media with Topher. No, I'm just kidding. He probably has some really bad films that he's in.
Oh yeah, for sure. I looked up, you know how Tessie said that Hyde's actor for '70s Show, had allegations against him. I thought that was strange to me because like I never would have thought he would have done those things, and I looked it up, and apparently they're allegations from his ex-girlfriends.
Huh.
They're not just from other people. Like, you know how when allegations come out, it's more than just ex-girlfriends. It's like more than that. It's like people that he's around more that like kind of are like, hey, yeah, he is kind of like this way. I didn't. Maybe I just didn't deep dive enough, but all I could find was like, it's mostly his ex-girlfriends that are doing
So it's like a mirror.
Yeah, kind of like a mirror.
Remember when Akon got allegations?
Akon got allegations? I don't remember that.
I'm glad they fell through, because he's a good guy. He's been doing a lot of things for, in Africa, I think, to give power.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he stopped making music. And I remember he got allegations a couple years ago, and they fell through, though.
I remember an actor, I can't remember who he is, but he got allegations against him, and he ended up getting freed because there was video evidence of him actually not doing those things.
I don't understand why people would do that.
Do fake allegations?
They don't get money out of it.
I don't know.
So it's just shit people
Well,
out there.
I would say that I think they do. Do they not get any
I don't know, they might, but not enough
not
to
enough?
ruin someone's life. And I mean, I guess the fame factor, that's why I think a lot of shootings happen. Is
The infamous factor?
I think we should stop saying their names and showing their faces,
We
like the
should.
shootings.
We
I saw
definitely should.
I saw a couple of things reporting on it. They were like, we're not saying the
Yeah,
names.
That's a
and
good
stuff
thing.
like
They shouldn't
that.
show their face or say their names,
That's
because
what they did in
you're
Japan.
basically giving people validation. Like, you're giving people fame.
That's what they did in Japan. There was an arson attack on Kyoto Animation. And the reason that person committed the arson attack on the animation building is because apparently Kyoto Animation was stealing ideas from them. And he was like burning people like alive. He was like pouring gasoline on people and stuff. And he was like threatening them, and he burned the building. And the first thing Japan media did was they have the guy in custody, but for obvious reasons, we're not gonna talk about, who he is.
Because
that just gives them infamous.
they've released their manifestos that they've written. The guy, the PewDiePie guy, and the guy recently, that did the shooting recently, he credited Call of Duty.
He what?
He was talking about Call of Duty in his thing. That's why the video game thing came up.
Oh, really?
He's obviously doing it to stir the media up and become famous. That's why I'm guessing that's why he did the shootings.
I also feel like really bad about PewDiePie because
because
in
people
the video, like before he did the shooting, he said subscribe to PewDiePie boys. I would feel really bad.
That'd
like,
be like
about
the
myself.
worst feeling ever.
That seriously would be the worst feeling ever.
it was.
For a shooter to kill like millions to say your name.
I mean, he made a video. He was like,
He's like,
I had nothing to do with this. Like,
and he said, because of this, I'm ending the subscribe to PewDiePie thing. And that was very, very nice.
It was
Very smart.
ridiculous that people were, like, big news outlets were saying that it was linked to PewDiePie and that PewDiePie was a bad person. Like, with the Nazi thing where he wore the uniform as a joke, which wasn't even a Nazi uniform.
It wasn't. It was a British uniform.
And people were... He got his Disney show canceled.
Because of it.
Because people are ignorant and news sites just want to get clicks.
Yep. Sad world.
Yeah, it's...
But there are some still good things. We talked
I mean,
about some
yeah.
nice things. Let's not end the
We
podcast.
talked about good things like Euphoria
Yeah.
and
Let's not
how Zendaya's the best.
strongly disagree with that, but I agree with the good idea of ending the podcast on a good note.
That Zendaya's the best, and listen to her new single.
I forgot she's sparking up her music.
Remember when
I
all...
think she just kind of sung that one song.
Really.
I don't know if she's actually going into music again.
the Tom Holland fans were like, Tom Holland has a girlfriend now. I'm crying. He's not dating Zendaya or me.
Yeah.
And
Only that's the two options: Zendaya or me.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you okay, buddy? Stop running a Stan account and do something with your life, please. It's like all the meme accounts that got banned because they broke the terms of services
Yeah.
and posted ads while not putting original content.
Did you know that 8chan is getting shut down?
Say again? 8chan?
Mhm.
What for?
Because there's a lot of hate on the website, like a lot of
Wow.
like shootings and stuff. A lot of it's been traced back to like the hate on like anonymous forums and stuff.
Wow.
Why isn't 4chan getting shut down then?
I don't know, because 8chan is worse. I don't know.
No, 4chan is definitely worse. You just have to dig deeper because it's more popular.
What's the difference between 8chan and 4chan?
Yeah. Enlighten
Other
us.
than a multiple.
I'm pretty sure 8chan is just less popular.
8chan is less popular.
I don't know the difference. 4chan is very popular though. And I'm sure you have to dig deep for like the school shooting stuff. But it's still really edgy.
Jeez.
4chan is like the edgiest. It's even edgier than Reddit. Which I mean Reddit isn't that edgy. There's just like some subreddits.
I think the dark web is the edgiest.
Well yeah, but I mean
course
but
it
I mean like social media thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's some cool guys on the dark web.
I'm sure you have.
Sell my organs on the dark web.
I'm gonna sell both of my kidneys and both of my lungs.
Both of your lungs.
I'll be okay.
Sell my kidney on the dark web. I tried to donate my kidney, but my mom won't let me.
Of course you won't.
Please, Mom.
Please
Please.
don't let me donate my kidney.
It's all I want for my birthday.
Why?
It's okay. I'm signed up for the blood drive on the 15th.
Well, there you go. That's
Does anybody
great.
want to go with me? We can
I
donate
kind of want
blood.
to do it, but I also don't want to give 1/10 of my blood away.
I'll-
Why? You're just gonna get it back.
Yeah, I know, but like, isn't it a weird thing to, like, they're taking 1/10 of your blood?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that a weird?
I
thing to
can't-
say?
Okay, but somebody could use that blood.
You're right. Someone could use that blood, but I
I-
just can't physically think of. You know,
I threw
1/10.
up halfway through getting my blood drawn, so I haven't successfully gotten my blood drawn yet. But you know I'm going.
All
back.
I'm saying is I couldn't. I'd throw up. I'd get really sick. I'd get really pale.
Yeah.
And I'd probably throw up. Might faint. Because I don't like blood.
I'm fine with blood, but like, the one time that I remember getting my blood drawn is like me looking at my arm while she was taking it out and just looking down, and then she's slowly taking it, and like
The
a second
needle?
later, the cartridge just goes and just splits like all the blood out, and I'm like, and just like I got like really shocked, and I just couldn't look at it anymore.
Have you ever fainted or been knocked out before?
Have you ever been knocked out?
Or fainted?
No.
Huh.
I've
I've-
fainted.
I fainted and been knocked out once. Both.
You've been knocked out?
Yes, by a shelf.
Oh shit.
I
Oh.
fell. I was walking and looking at my phone while I was sick at home, and I woke up on the floor. And my video was like
Fuck.
2 minutes in. I was concussed, and I had to go to the hospital.
Fainting
with-
is such a level experience.
Well, I didn't faint that time, but
Or knocked out. But
and I woke up and I was like, and I felt fine pretty much. And then like a few minutes later, I was like, wait, I just got knocked out. Like, why the frick was my videos like longer? And then one time, I was gonna go trick or treating for Halloween, and I was sick that day a little bit too, and I was dressing up as a vampire, I think, when I was younger, and while my mom was putting the face paint on in the bathroom, I like sniffed it really hard, and then I like fainted back, and my mom had to catch me.
Wow.
I was in the hospital with my grandma. She was going into surgery, and everybody was like gathered around her gurney or whatever. And I was feeling kind of sick, and so I was kind of pacing back and forth because I didn't want to sit on the hospital floor because you don't know what kind of germs are on the hospital floor.
Oh wow, what a pussy!
So I was walking back and forth, and I went over, and luckily I was by like my parents, and I fainted. And it's so weird because like I remember it was like standing up, and then just like a split, like not even a second. When you just wake up and you're like looking up from the floor, it's just like such a weird experience.
Having a concussion is scary because like if you fall asleep, I mean like
You could not wake up.
yeah, you could die.
Yeah.
And like when I was concussed and I was like sitting on my couch and I was like, because like it makes you tired and you want to fall asleep, and my mom had to like keep checking on me to make sure I didn't fall asleep. She had to take the day off of work after that.
Yeah.
And I was in high school. It's like my mom shouldn't have had to take the day off work, but like concussions are really serious
They
stuff.
really are. I haven't gotten a concussion. I haven't been knocked out. I haven't, fainted. I take good care of myself.
I mean,
and I make sure that shit don't happen.
that was just such like when the shell fell on me. That was just like something I could not.
You couldn't control.
I don't know how it happened. It was like this thing I had hanging on the wall with all my like sports stuff in it, and like I don't know what happened to this day. I just remember waking up on the floor and my YouTube video being like a minute in, and I was really confused.
That's a wild experience. I wish I could, do that experience.
Get knocked out.
Get knocked out, faint. Not like, I wouldn't say knocked out. I would just say faint.
Getting knocked out
Just,
is
like,
scary though.
Fainting probably wouldn't hurt me as much, but getting knocked out probably hurts.
Because when you wake up, you're just so confused and like your head hurts.
As long as you faint in like the right spot, like if you faint and then like fall downstairs or something, that wouldn't be great.
I'm glad I wasn't doing my makeup by myself for the vampire thing, because I would have fallen and hit my head on the toilet.
Yeah. I just want to faint.
I was really sad. I didn't go trick or treating that day.
It's not an experience.
I was
it's fun.
pissed because I was sick and I didn't get to go trick or treating because I didn't feel good, and I was so mad.
I bet as a kid you were traumatized.
I was just in my goddamn like vampire makeup, sitting on the couch watching TV, and I was just like, "This sucks." So then I ate my sister's candy when she got back.
Nice.
Okay, this is a good place to end it.
I think this is indeed a good place to end it.
Yep.
Hope you all had a fun time listening to this podcast
I
once
hope
again.
you watch Euphoria.
And I hope anyone out there that is watching to the very end gets to watch Euphoria.
Thank you for staying to the end.
Goodbye.
Your prize is watching Euphoria.
Your prize is watching Euphoria.